We love our kids, and we just love each other, and we just wanted a big family, and then we were just blessed with all these little monsters. They're just great.
We had 4, all girls. After 4, we were done. I said 4's enough. That's a lot already.
And I went home for Easter and got really sick, and came back and found out we were pregnant.
I always made a joke, there's just one in there, right? Like, yes, Sean, there's just one.
We found out we were having twins.
I was like, I just started laughing. Jamie's like, no. I'm like, So.
And they were little, but there was no issue with them. It was all with me. So thought, okay, let's do this. At 25 weeks, we discovered that we had stage 4 twin-to-twin transfusion syndrome.
So basically Bella was starving and Mila was basically getting overfed.
And I was dying because my body was basically doing everything it could to take care of them.
Within an hour and a half of finding out, a phone call from Dr. Ryan in Toronto saying, I need you tomorrow. I said, well, I was thinking about flying out Monday or Tuesday, and he just bluntly said, if you're planning that, don't bother coming because your twins will be dead and your wife won't be too far behind. When the surgery was done, or the procedure was done in Toronto, I flew home on Tuesday and Jamie came home that Friday. And then that Saturday morning was when she went into labor.
They had less than a 2% chance to survive. So Mila was born and off she went, and she was so tiny. She was so tiny, she was smaller than a can of Coke. But she was crying. So that was a chance. And then my Bella was born. And my Bella was born in her sack, in her little cull. And this tiny little itty, the tiniest thing I've ever heard in my life started crying. And they grabbed her and took her and off they went.
You feel helpless because you can't, but you see them fighting and struggling. So you know they've got it in them, but you can't help them. So they're just helpless, you're just.
Off the babies went to NICU. So they advised us what was wrong with everybody, and it was just a sea of issues. They wouldn't be able to walk. They would probably never have the ability to live a normal life. It was so many things. They were kind of born with everything. They're so tiny, so little, so fragile at 26 weeks that just human touch can bruise their skin.
The hardest part was not being able to touch them, hold them. That was tough. You just wanted to pick them up, tell them everything was going to be okay.
They looked like they had glass bones. You could see through them.
I didn't believe they were real right off the bat because they weren't developed yet. They were transparent. You could see right into them, and they were so small, and they didn't look real. Their skin they looked plastic. They looked like a doll.
And then Bella developed hydrocephalus and started to accumulate quite a bit of water in the brain. And she also had a hemorrhage. And those two things combined required her to have immediate shunt surgery done. So we get the call. Her whole head was caved right in.
That was the only time when I actually broke down and actually thought we had lost her.
But she survived.
Oh, that was incredible to touch them, and then the flood of emotions was tenfold compared to with the previous 4 when they came out right away and I could touch them and hold them. This one was different because expecting to lay them to rest shortly after they were born to now being able to touch them and to see them change. That was incredible to touch them. And then the first time to hold them, I probably cried for the half hour, just tears, because it was awesome to hold her right on my chest, and you know, she snuggled right in, like she was supposed to be there.
They're the strongest, most delicate people in the world, the people that work in NICU. Our team was amazing. They were fast, they were compassionate, they were considerate, and they knew everything they needed to know, and they were honest with us. Each baby has their own team, and they had a plan. This is what we're gonna do, this is what they have, this is what we need to do, this is what needs to be done. I was just grateful to still have my children and to have the chance at another moment. And I never thought we'd leave the NICU with the kids. From the Developmental Assessment Clinic, we graduated to the Wascana Rehabilitation Facility, which is amazing and wonderful.
We go for treatment every 2 weeks. The staff there really work with us.
We have speech therapy and physical therapy there. The girls, because of their cerebral palsy, have muscle issues in their legs. What needed to be done is the children needed to have their legs cast.
So the casts are going to help her more stand flat-footed and help her be able to stand. They've gone from Mila not even straightening her legs to actually tickling her nose with her big toe.
Wascana is wonderful. They're so loving and supportive and firm and knowledgeable, and it's everything the children need is there. It's great. I'm so grateful for it.
The children's program provides pediatric rehabilitation services to children in Regina and throughout southern Saskatchewan. We're a team of multidisciplinary professionals, including physical therapists, occupational therapists, speech-language pathologists, exercise therapists, psychologists, social workers, and we all work together to provide rehab services for children. Last year we saw more than 18,000 visits, and that could entail anything from an initial consultation to an equipment fitting to a clinic, one of our specialty clinics, access to one of our specialty teams. We're so fortunate to have this group of people working together and that work so well together. I've never worked with a staff that is more engaged and happier to be at work and so proud of the work that they do than at Children's Program.
Now that it affects me and you see how critical and how important the equipment and the services are.
Their level of care is amazing, and they ensured that our kids never fell behind. But without all of that available, the specifics available, my children would have never survived. And those are just my kids.
It's unbelievable, because I can't imagine what would have happened if it wasn't for the care and the services that are here. I don't know if we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be talking about this, because I don't think that they would be here.
To our walker. Come on, let's walk in. Come on.
To think that I would get up in the morning and have those two little monkeys running around, I can't imagine what life would have been like without them. And because of their phenomenal care, I get to enjoy this every day.
They go, they're busy, they are go, go, go. The way they're progressing now, and I see them just being regular kids.
Because of the amazing care we've received over the past 2.5 years, we have these amazing, beautiful, strong little girls who have overcome everything they were never supposed to. Every single person has contributed. Your 5 cents, your $50, your $300, your $1,000, it doesn't even matter. The moment that you donated, you contributed to saving our lives. You contributed to saving so many other lives. I'm eternally grateful.
Thank you. That's all I can say is thank you. Because if it wasn't for your contributions and your donations, I wouldn't have those two crazy little hellions, little girls, little angels that you walk in the door and you hear that, "Hi, Daddy. Daddy's home." And love you, Daddy.
Taking the good with the ups and downs. I wanna see
Home is with you wherever that may